Welcome everyone. It's 5 o'clock and I will open the June 4th, 2024 meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. We have two items on our agenda. They're both public hearings. Before I open those, though, I will make a comment about seeker. Seeker will not apply in either one of these cases for either 102 Pioneer or 72 Susquehanna, because the village has designated special use permits granted by the ZBA and also area variances on an existing lot as type 2 actions, which are not required to go through the seeker process. So neither one of these requires that. But just wanted to document that in the record. So it's 5:01. I'll open the first public hearing, 102 Pioneer Street. Is there any public comment or?
I received no public comment.
Okay. Is there anyone who has a public comment? I think you're the two applicants, but.
I'm the applicant for 102.
Yeah.
And it's a small shed in the back of my corner of my yard. I don't think it will interfere with anybody.
Okay.
And I understand that you were very diligent about notifying people. The neighbors on Fair Street
Yeah.
told me that they got the
You have
notice.
to do everybody all the way around. Yep, good. All right, anyone have any questions for the applicant or any questions on the application? Since we're going to leave a little bit of time in case somebody shows up, we'll move on to and open the public hearing for 72 Susquehanna. This has two components, both of which require special permits. Only one needs to be opened as a new public hearing today, and that's the one for short-term rental. But there's also a continuation. Do I have this correct?
Yeah. ADUs.
Am I doing it backwards?
Yes. The short-term
Okay.
rental is
Okay,
open
excuse
last
me.
time.
I had that backwards. We will continue a public hearing, which we left open at the last meeting for a short-term consideration of short-term rental. And we'll open a public hearing for the first issue, which is establishing the garage apartment as an accessory dwelling unit. Does meet all the requirements of the law for that. And there were no public comments on the ADU issue?
There were no comments on the ADU issue, no.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for anyone on the ADU issue? Okay. Maybe what we'll do in order to hold this open a little bit is go back to the first one, and I'll go through the criteria which you responded to, and we'll put that in the record. So this is for an 8x12 shed that's, instead of being 5 feet to the side property and 5 feet from the rear yard, is 3 feet proposed in both directions. So there are criteria in our law, and I will go over those. And I'll give the answers that Lynn has provided, and if anyone has anything else to add, please do that. We need to consider whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance. The response is we don't believe that adding a shed will create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood. This corner of our yard borders trees and shrubbery in the yards of our rear and side neighbors and should not be highly visible to either. And as I was looking at an aerial view, there really are no other buildings in the vicinity on any of your neighbors, as I saw.
The top of the hill, we're a little bit elevated above Susquehanna, so Old School Court is down below, but there's so many trees between us, I don't think they'll see the shed at all.
And I don't think they're adjacent property, they're just within view?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mary Fine's property is the full width of that horse, and they're next to her.
That's right, okay,
The back of their property is in the back of hers, yeah.
okay,
More behind the hedges than behind us.
okay. Does anyone else have any other comments on that one? The second is whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance. We looked at other locations on our property, determined that this site is in best keeping with the other structures on the properties, such as the garage. Given the narrowness of our property, the area variance will enable us to minimize the view of the shed from our house and patio. And it looked to me like your property may be less than 50 feet wide. Do you know the width?
45.
45, okay. So you actually then have a 4.5 foot setback instead of a 5-foot setback, because it's
There's
narrow.
no,
Any other comments from the board? Whether the requested area variance is substantial, due to the location on the property, we don't believe this area variance will substantially impact our neighbors. Any other comments? Number 4, whether the proposed variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental condition in the neighborhood or district. We do not anticipate any adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions of the neighborhood. Does anyone else see any? And last, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Board of Appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. And the response is this was self-created. We're attempting to keep this structure as far to the rear of the property as possible and in line with the existing garage on the side of the property. We feel this site is the most harmonious location for the shed given the other structures on the site and the fact that our property is narrow but deep. Any other comments? Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and close that public hearing at 5:07, and we'll make a decision on 102 Pioneer Street, and then we'll go back to the Susquehanna application. So does anyone have any further comments or questions or discussion, or does anyone want to entertain a motion? And I know Marcy sent us some guidelines, but they need tweaking, but does anybody want to do that, or I'll be happy to do
Can I
it?
give you a short form?
Sure.
Well, I move that we grant the area variances proposed, requested.
Okay, for what address?
Oh, for 72, and for 102 Pioneer.
Okay, it's always a good idea to re-establish what it's for, because it's easy to lose drawings. Can you specify the actual extent of the variance on the side and on the rear?
Okay. Help me out on this.
Okay.
I think it would be
Yeah,
here, the 3
Yeah.
feet.
Actually, if you want to use, this is Marcy's. Something along those
Yeah.
lines.
okay, yeah, this is what I was asking about.
Okay.
Motion to grant an area variance at 102 Pioneer Street for the construction of an 8x12 shed in the northwest corner of the property, 3 feet from the rear property line and 3 feet from the side property line, 2 feet into the rear yard setback, and 2 feet into the side yard setback.
Good. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any questions, discussion? Okay. All in favor? Everyone can vote. We got 5 here. Thank you. Yes.
I can vote, right?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
thank you all.
Thanks.
And it's really good food up at Welcome Home tonight. Alex cooked it, and it's all donated from the farmer's market, so stop out for a bite.
Wow. Yeah, we always have our meetings on Welcome to Cooperstown night. All right, so now we are, okay, so all right, so we are considering now then the first of the 2 special permits, which is to establish the property use as an accessory dwelling unit, which by the definition in our law at least, means that the property is still considered a single-family dwelling that has an ADU, different from a 2-family dwelling. It seems more complicated than it needs to be, but it allows the exact use that you're proposing, so we'll go through this process. So the accessory dwelling unit meets all the criteria. Is there anyone who has any questions or comments? And literally, if for some reason the short-term rental was not approved, it really doesn't, a single-family dwelling with an ADU and a two-family dwelling, as long as they're all long-term rentals or long-term occupancies, there's no difference.
I went by it, saw it, checked, for the parking area, so that everything was fine. So I
Okay.
went by there.
I was hoping that we had an actual physical drawing for the parking though.
There's a photograph.
The one,
There is this drawing, the parking.
oh, okay, I didn't look deep enough then. I thought I'd seen it last time. There's a plan that doesn't show it, but then maybe there's another plan that does
That's
show
why I
it.
questioned that, but I can myself and walk to see how it works.
That's in the packet.
It's near the end, it should be third page from the last.
Oh, okay, so it's right at the back.
Good. So pictures.
Third from the back?
Um,
Oh, got it, something at the back. Okay. So is it it's a two-bedroom unit over the garage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we need one more parking space, which I think can be we need a total of 5. Or we need 4 for this, we need 5 for the short-term rental. So I guess this is,
Right.
so we'll just have to discuss the 5th one at the next special permit decision.
Was this ADU, this is a two-bedroom
Yes.
ADU?
Yes,
To be established, okay, sorry, I
Okay,
made that thing, it's fine.
so the parking plan shows 4 parking spaces, 1 in the garage and 3 kind of parallel, generously spaced ones in the driveway. And I presume that they can just be a little tighter and still be, the other 4 can still fit in the driveway without any issue at all. All right,
I know that there have been as many as 6 cars along one side.
okay, yeah, it's quite long,
Yeah.
thank you.
And that doesn't include the 2 spaces within the garage.
Okay,
I was gonna ask if it was a 2-car garage, it looked kind of wide for a single.
yeah, I can't remember what size the door was. You can get 2 cars in, it's like
Oh, yes,
the maneuver 2 in, all right, oh yeah, it's a big wide door, single door. All right, would someone like to make a motion on the ADU request?
I'll give it a try.
Okay, sure.
I may regret it, we'll see. I would move that we approve an accessory dwelling unit at 72 Susquehanna Avenue. Do I need to say proposed short-term rental?
No,
Oh, wait a minute.
that's a separate.
That's a separate,
yeah, right.
okay.
I would just reference that it's a special permit.
And that we would approve the special permit in order to make that an accessory dwelling unit at 72 Susquehanna.
Good.
Anything else?
Nope,
Perfect.
thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any questions or further discussion? Okay, let's have a vote on the motion for an ADU. All those in favor?
All right.
Okay. There we go. Now we go to the next step, which is a short-term rental. And the proposal is to rent 1 room out of like either 4 or 5 bedrooms. The house has a lot of bedrooms. I believe.
the house has 4 bedrooms.
Okay, so 1 out of 4 bedrooms. One of the neighbors who wrote in opposition last month, as far as I can tell, really misunderstood the application. I don't know whether you've spoken to them personally, but they didn't, I got the sense from that they really expected that you were requesting that the ADU unit could be rented short-term, but just for clarity, it is one of the bedrooms within the house. The ADU will still be long-term rental or personal use or whatever, but is not allowed to be short-term rental. Okay. All right. So, any other questions? Monica, you want to do another motion?
Sure. I would move that we approve the short-term rental of a bedroom within a private house located at 72 Susquehanna Avenue, Cooperstown, New York.
Right. So I was gonna say
Oh, special use permit
yeah.
again, sorry. So would the proper motion be approve a special use permit for a short-term rental of a bedroom within a private house located at 72 Susquehanna?
Transient rental.
Transient.
Well, actually, short-term rental, I think is both. Transient rental was our older term. Short-term rental is actually what is listed in the uses.
Okay. Pardon me, incorrect.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I welcome them all.
Okay, I forget, did we have a second on the motion?
I'll say.
Steve, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, I assume that Chris has gone over with you that this permit is the term, it's basically 2.5 years at this point, right? It will expire.
The transit rental, you were talking about?
For the short-term rental, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be registered and you'll be sent a renewal message every
Right.
year for transient rental renewal, that's
Right.
yearly.
But at the end of, I think it's about 2.5 years, because it's never longer than 3 years. You'll actually have to go through this process again, and there'll have to be another public hearing, and, you know, so if a neighbor has a complaint that's valid, they'll probably come in. We'll see. But that's been the practice for the last number of years, is that we don't offer those permits in perpetuity. It really, you know, there's an annual renewal, but there's also every 3 years a chance to kind of reconsider. And for quite a while, at least, that portion of our law was regularly being revised to kind of tighten it. And so whenever things are renewed, they're subject to whatever the law is at that time. If somehow it's gotten even tighter, I think we've gotten it about as tight as it will get. But that was the thought process behind the 3-year kind of term of but they always expire at the end of a calendar year. So in this case, since you're coming in mid-year, it's like 2.5 years. Okay, all right. We had a motion and a second. We didn't have a vote, I don't think. Or did we have a vote? No. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We had a second, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You have your special
Thank
permit.
you.
Both special permits, good.
Yep, I'll get in touch and send you the transient rental registration and decision notice, so watch your email in the next few days.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you all very much.
Thank you. Good luck. All right, we have 2 sets of minutes to review, and I think we have enough people for them.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure Dave and Jeff were both here, and I was here.
I have more copies because I wasn't sure who to distribute.
Okay, here's the
Jeff,
March
do you
one.
have the mark?
Dave, Jeff, and me. So,
Okay, so
I don't think I can vote on the March.
no, not March, but you can vote on
The
May.
May, yes.
Did you,
Yeah.
it's
And
one
I
page
just
packet, you can read that one?
online.
Okay,
It's-
good.
I actually reviewed everything I printed out and it's sitting on my printer.
Let's do the March one first.
Let's get this for that.
I'll give you a chance to read through it.
So Dave and I and you,
And
Susan, were here.
Yeah, we have at least 3 of the members
Yeah.
at the meeting, so unless somebody doesn't want to approve it, we can approve it with those 3.
Well, I move that we approve the March minutes as presented.
Okay,
I'll second it.
second, all right, you reviewed it?
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2. All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so 3 votes from that, and then we also have plenty of people here. Everyone here can vote on the,
I have a correction for the
Maybe.
May minutes. I seconded the motion to approve the April minutes, and you put my dad's name instead of mine.
That's fine.
That is
That's
funny.
funny. I didn't catch that.
Oh, that's so funny. It's an automatic.
Oh, yeah, I've
Sorry.
known him forever, so I completely understand. Yeah, no, I didn't take offense to it at all.
I chuckled when I saw that.
Has everyone had a chance to look at this? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the May minutes?
Okay, with that one amendment?
With the one amendment, yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jeff, thanks. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you. All right, wow, 3 public hearings and 20 minutes. Good,
No
thank
fuss, no
you.
muss.
Thank you all.
All right.
Anything coming up that we should know about, or?
Anything to know about, no, nothing, I mean, there are a few projects coming up, but they don't really affect the ZBA.
Okay.
Just, apartments up at Railroad Avenue and things like that, but, luckily you guys get to
Yeah.
dodge all that paperwork.
Yeah,
That's not bad, I feel bad.
I can encourage you to push for some variances if you want to. Yeah, things are pretty stable in the world of the ZBA.
good, thank you.
I'd like to hear.
All right, then we will adjourn.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thanks for your email.
Oh, you're very welcome. My husband got it again, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh. Last time he got it and didn't forward it.
Oh,
I'm sitting here with no information, wondering how this happened.
well, I mean, I thought, I was surprised